Shalom, shalom. This is Kaparia, aka Pops, out of GMS Chicago. Another sit down. Before I get started, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. To the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, I want to send double honors because they do rule well. To the brethren around the world, pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, the clan, the prophecies, and the interactions on this planet and the people. I send salutations to the hopeful elect. I hope this is edifying. To the Akwaf that's listening sincerely and charity, keep doing so. Before the scorn of scoff and reprobate 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations, you know what it is. Okay, so as it is, you can see this. A massive asteroid got extremely close to the Earth, and scientists didn't know it until it was only days away. Okay, this is July the 10th. Okay, I mean July the 29th. So let's just go in and look at it. A 424 foot wide asteroid got within 45,000 miles of the Earth last week. Okay, too close for comfort. With all the high tech of NASA's disposal, you would think that they would have noticed a 427 foot wide asteroid barreling toward Earth, but sometimes things slip past their watch. On Friday, the massive asteroid, now named 2019 OK, got within 45,000 miles of Earth as it passed. While that might seem like an astronomical number, that's only 20% of the distance between the Earth and the Moon. So in universal terms, that qualifies as a pretty narrow miss. A city killer asteroid. 2019 OK is classified as a city killer asteroid, which can hit the Earth with the force of multiple nuclear bombs and could destroy entire cities. While NASA and other agencies have technology to track objects like this isn't enough funding. There isn't enough funding to observe every single one. NASA manages to track less than 1/3 of the major asteroids. They can track less than 1/3 of the major asteroids. So now let's go and get a scripture, because you know everything's going to be filtered through scriptures here. Okay, so now let's go here. Let me, come on. What is this thing doing? Come on, there we go. Come on. Let's go to Jeremiah 10:2. I'm going to go to Jeremiah 10:2. Jeremiah 10:2. Thus says Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Dismayed. What is dismayed? To be shattered, be broken, to be dismayed, to be shattered, dismayed, be scared. They scared. They just realized they missed something that could have dropped on the Earth as several nuclear weapons, and they missed it. Okay, and now they're finding out now through the news that they can't track 1/3 of asteroids of this magnitude. So this Earth is floating around here under Esau's so-called care, totally unprotected. But we know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that is only going to have as much destruction put upon it as deemed fit by the Father and the Son, period. So with that being the case, with that having that's why our assurance is that. That's why he tell us not to be dismayed at the signs that's going to be in heaven. But this Edomite and these other nations are going to be dismayed because they going to realize just how much control they don't have, okay, and how much they don't know. And the Most High is making it more and more obvious every day, okay? Okay, so because for the heathen are dismayed at them, so they dismayed at the signs of heaven and the things that are going in there, but we're not. So let's go back to the article a little bit more. Okay. Come on, come on. Okay. How did they miss this? Research teams in Brazil and the U.S. only noticed 2019 okay about a week before it passed, long after the time needed to do anything to deflect or destroy it if Earth was in its path. Australian astronomer Alan Duffy encouraged the world's government to take threats like this serious and boost astronomers' funding in order to avoid a catastrophic event. We don't have to go we don't have to go the way of the dinosaurs. We actually have the technology to find and deflect certainly these smaller asteroids if we commit to it now. Of course, Twitter has jokes and this, that, and the other, and all these other things. But okay, in a nutshell, this is what's going on. These people don't know. They don't have a clue. These people don't know. They don't have a clue. They don't have know what's going on. And like I said, as it gets further and further, they go be more and more, as the time goes and we get ladder and ladder into these prophecies and the time of these prophecies, this thing is going to get only more and more discerning and unquieting to these other nations. Let me get these other couple scriptures and whatnot and go from there. Okay, a couple more scriptures that I want to put to this is these. Isaiah. I want to go to Isaiah 41 to 22. Isaiah 41 and 22. Let them bring them forth and show us what shall happen. Okay, so let this Edomite step up, and like we say it all the time. You know, you read the Quran, you read this. Okay, does the Quran have any prophecies? Step up and tell us what's going to be happening in the end times through the book that you study or whatever the case might be. Okay, Scripture says, but here in Isaiah said, let them bring forth and show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things what they be, that we may consider them and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for to come. Okay, so you say you're supposed to know all this, so show us this. Show us where you got the writings to break all this down, and it stands as true as these scriptures of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Show the things that are to come. 23. Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods. Scripture says that. Scripture Psalm says what? Isn't it said? Didn't Yahweh Shah say? Isn't it written that the scripture say ye are gods? Okay, so the scripture says that the Israelite men, especially the 144,000, is going to be like gods. Okay, you know, immortal in the whole deal, and the scriptures say that and bear that out. Okay, but you saying that you that, so come and tell us what's going to happen, and let us see that you have the true knowledge, and that ye are gods. You know, the Most High is basically mocking them here. Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods. Do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together. Okay. Make us dismayed, but the scripture just told us in Jeremiah, don't be dismayed, because all the things that's going to be happening is going to be under the control of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. So there's no reason for us to be dismayed, but they are dismayed. Behold, ye are of nothing, and your work of naught, an abomination is he that chooseth you. So all these people that decide they want to hook to these Edomites and these other nations and whatnot don't want to deal with these scriptures and understand and accept the fact that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is in control of everything, is an abomination. They outside the sanctuary, okay, and they go be destroyed in the process, or go into slavery and die a horrible death in slavery, or whatever combination of things that it might be. Die horrible, come into slavery, have a hard ass life in slavery, and die again and again and again. Okay, they got 1,000 years of hardcore slavery coming to the entire planet. Okay, and so that's the way that's going to go. Okay, they are nothing, and all those that choose to hook to this Edomite is nothing. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah 10. Jeremiah 30 and 10. Jeremiah 30 and 10. Therefore, fear thou not, my servant Jacob. So we're told not to fear. Thus says Yahweh, neither be dismayed. See, there it is again. We're told not to be dismayed at these signs and the things that we see. Don't be dismayed. Don't be scared. Don't be twisted up. Why? Because I say I got it, and all these things that's going to happen is still under His control. O Israel, okay. So back to this, Jacob's. Let's start over. Therefore, Jeremiah 30 and 10. Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I have saved thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. Simple. Okay? The scripture says that when the Israelite goes into rulership, the whole world gonna be at peace. Okay? He's gonna take our captivity off of us. Okay, He's gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Okay, and he's gonna beat these other nations down in the process and make them go into subjection under us. This is what the Lord is saying. Okay, so that's the belief that you're supposed to have, and that's the faith that you're supposed to have, and that's the reassurance that you're supposed to have. Okay? Obadiah 1 and 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed. See, like I said, that's what's going on in that article. They dismayed. To the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And they know that they're going to be cut off and have to be destroyed and die. Okay? That's the scriptures. That's what it says. And since all of the other prophecies that was beforehand is held true, these are going to hold true too. So for the Israelite, the elect of Israel, this is a comforting time. It can be a scary time and a comforting time at the same time. Know this, that this Edomite and all the nations that want to follow him are on their last legs. Okay? So as the scripture tells the men, gird up thyself and show thyself to be men doing this work. Okay, the elect, gird up thyself and show yourself to be men, getting the understanding. Because you're going to be one of two things. Either you're going to have enough understanding to be out there on the highways and byways teaching it, or you're going to be standing out there on the highways and byways learning it from the men that's got the courage to stand out there and do it in truth and sincerity. Don't want to be listening to some of any old bullshit, but at the same time, that's what you want to be doing. That's going to be your faith and your works. Standing out there in the heat and in the cold, either learning it or teaching it. Okay? So with that having been said, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory again out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash, to the apostles and the elders of GMS out of New York. Again, double honors, because they do rule well. Brethren around the world, push the truth uncut, unfiltered. Salutations. And to the hopeful elect, the hope that's edifying. Aqua, this listening, keep doing so. But for the scorners, scoffers, reprobate, 2/3 Israelites that are joined to these other nations, and these other nations, a bar.